Hello, welcome to the Inspiring Inkin Facebook page. I'm Amanda Fowler. Thank you so much for joining me today. Today is Catalogue launch Autumn Winter 2020 part 2. I'm just going to check on my iPad to see if I'm live. If you're here, can you say hello? It would be lovely to see you. Let's see. Yeah, it looks like I'm in the right place and everything. So let's just come out of there. And I am just going to share this in the Inspiring Inkin Crafting Corner group. I know some people were having trouble finding me yesterday. I don't know why, because it should come up in the notifications, but there we go. Right, so hopefully you have found me now. Okay, so brilliant, there are people here, 7 currently. Roz, Chris, Michelle, Belinda, my mum's here. Hi. And Marion's here, so Perth, Western Australia is in the house. And Carol's here too. Fabulous. Okay, welcome. There are no reindeer ears today because I'm not doing Christmas. That's kind of scary thought, isn't it, really? Because if there's Christmas cards to be made, then I am there. I want to do that. But I thought we would talk all about leaves today. It's the Autumn Winter Catalogue, so leaves it is. So what have you been doing since we spoke yesterday? Let's have a look, let's see who else is here. Jen's here and Maureen's here as well. So what's happened to you guys since yesterday? It's been busy here. Catalogue launch week is always crazy. So, I am talking to customers on the phone, I'm placing orders, I'm helping people with placing orders, checking things, writing blog posts, preparing for the lives, trying to get everything organised and sorted. We are also selling furniture on Facebook Marketplace at the moment to so that my studio everything can get moved because there was furniture in there at the moment. So yeah, it's been really busy kind of day. I was hoping for a kind of a sit down and a crochet last evening. It didn't happen. Oh, Marion's saying she's loving the whale card on my blog. Yeah, that was on yesterday. Or do you mean the pop-up one? And Paul's here from Italy. Hi Paul, lovely to see you. So, okay, so what have I got to talk to you about today? So I've got leaves to talk to you about. I've also got to ask you a question. There's an exciting question for you. So, in the catalogue, there is a sentiment that makes me howl. In actual fact, all of the sentiments on this particular stamp set make me giggle. So it's called Don't Stop Believing and it's on page 23. And there's this one here, I'm hoping you can see it. It's got a melted snowman and it says, sadly Frosty's first hot cocoa turned out to be his last. And then it's all fun and games until Santa checks the naughty list. But then it's this one at the top. It says, don't get your tinsel in a tangle. And obviously down here you've got a little elf that's all tangled up in Christmas lights. So, tinsel. I have very strong opinions about tinsel. I don't like tinsel. I said it out loud. Yeah. I really, I just don't like tinsel. I don't like any kind of tinsel. So I don't like really posh, expensive, fluffy tinsel. I don't like tinsel with twinkly bits. I don't like scratchy tinsel. I just don't like tinsel. So, on your Christmas trees, do you put tinsel or no tinsel? We can still be friends if you like tinsel. I'm not a fan. Not a fan. And actually, the reason the reason that popped into my mind just before I came live was I've got a note on my calendar for next weekend to go and buy some more Christmas tree lights. Because for the past, I don't know, 3 years, we've said we must get some new lights for the Christmas tree because more and more lights aren't working. And every time we go to put the lights on the Christmas tree, of course, it's then too late to buy lights. So I was organised. So I'm really actually thinking about Christmas right now. So let's see the comments. Chris is socially distancing in the garden. Nicola's, oh, she's had her family with her for 2 weeks. Oh, that's lovely, Nicola. But yeah, it must be sad when they're gone. Oh, the pop-up one. Yes, Marion. So it's called a wiper card. Yeah, honestly, it's so easy. But the thing that I've been telling everybody about it is you think when you put the wiper bit in, it's wrong. It looks wrong, but it does work. But just make sure you stick it on the front, not on the back. So Lucianne's here, Karen's here, Jenny's here. Roz is saying tinsel's a fire hazard. Jenny's saying we don't have a Christmas tree. Yeah, but your Christmas, you're upside down, aren't you? So your Christmas is in the height of summer. I mean, I think if our Christmas was then, I'd probably have like a twig with baubles on it, something like that. No tinsel. Marion says she has a cat, so she only has small trees on her sideboard. Actually, last year, one of my customers was telling me that her cat every year trashes the Christmas tree. She climbs up the Christmas tree until she gets to a point where the whole thing falls over. So they're now having to buy like shatterproof baubles and things because the cat goes on the tree every day. Mad. Oh, Jen has no tinsel. Lots of lights and ornaments from almost every state in the USA. That's an interesting thing to collect. Mel says we have tinsel on the tree but nowhere else. Yeah. Belinda's no tinsel. Kerry's no tinsel. So Jenny's complaining now because I said she was upside down. Actually, Jenny. Yeah, I don't know. We could be upside down. Yeah, yours was climbing tree as well, Marion. Yeah, so Jenny also has cats, so that's why she doesn't have a tree. That's interesting. Most people not having tinsel. Yeah, it's interesting. So does anyone know anywhere that I can buy some nice Christmas lights for my tree? I appreciate it's only August. I know it's early. But this year has been bonkers. So actually, thinking about Christmas and putting the tree up and stuff isn't actually that mad, is it really? Right. Slurp of my coffee. I know you are. Jenny's saying their time zone, they're ahead of us. I know. I'm teasing. And Paul doesn't like Christmas trees at all. So Lucy Ann saying that she has 2 cats and tinsel on her tree. Clearly your tree survives then, Lucy Ann. Yeah, no tinsel, LED lights. So Trace is having, no tinsel, but LED lights, much brighter than the old style lights and less problems with bulbs going. Yeah, well, so our lights are LEDs, but they're just, I don't know. They're just old. Right, okay, so Christmas. Yes, good. Okay, so what else? So, you know, I said it was busy. I tend to add more things to my list when I'm busy. I just tend to do more stuff. So currently there is the potential of 3 loaves of bread by bedtime. So those of you that read my blog will know I did a blog post last week about my bread making exploits. If you've missed it, do go and check it out. I've been making bread for, well, since just before lockdown actually. That's not true. I've been baking bread for about 30 years. But I most recently have been baking bread throughout lockdown. And I decided eventually that I was going to give sourdough a go, knowing how temperamental and difficult it is. And last week I made 3 loaves of sourdough. Every single one was an epic fail. Brian and I were eating crusts because the crusts of the sourdough was the only bit that was salvageable. The insides were just nasty. So anyway, so today I made an ordinary loaf of bread. I say ordinary, I made my normal loaf of bread, but I proved it overnight in the fridge and it's made a really nice loaf. Just had some for lunch, so that's good. And I've got 2 sourdough loaves with using a different recipe and different timings and stuff on the go at the moment. So you never know, tomorrow I might be able to report in with sourdough success. Or yet another sourdough failure. It's okay. We've got 1 edible loaf, so we're all right. Okay. Oh, Kerry's recommending a website called Lights for Fun. Oh, we bought candle ones that clipped on and they have a remote control. That sounds fancy. That's good. Awesome. Right, so has anyone been baking bread? Just as an aside. Slurp my coffee and then I'm going to get the camera turned around because I've got lots of things to show you. Okay, so let me cover you over and we'll get crafting. Right. So I'm trying. Normally you can see my iPad because it's on like a little bean bag. I'm just trying to see if I can actually set this up a bit better so you can see. Right. Let's move that there. Move that up a little bit. Okay. Right, a little angry face just scrolled up on my screen. Did somebody mean to press that? Or did somebody not mean to press that? If there's a problem, let me know. Oh, English muffins today. Ciabatta as well. Oh, hang on. Let me move that cable out of the way. Hopefully. I'll just unplug it. Right. English muffins, ciabatta. Tracy's husband makes bread in a bread maker. Jenny's making cupcakes. Oh, Sarah's making Victoria's sandwich. Yeah. Okay, right, so we're wonky as well. I don't understand why it's wonky. Hang on. Is that a bit straighter? What's going on? Right. Let's hope that that is a bit better. Right. I don't know. Okay, right. So I've got my catalogue. Got less post-it notes on today because I've got less things to show you. So we talked about this. So this one, yeah, I think this is lovely. If you've got people who like funny at Christmas, then that's good. So let's see what we've got. Okay, so leaves. So let's talk about leaves. So I love leaf stamp sets for so many different reasons. A lot of the time I find that they are the best type of card when I don't know the things that people like. So when I'm sending a card to somebody I don't know that well, for me leaves are a really good a good thing to use, because to be fair, not everyone likes flowers, and yeah, I don't know, I think leaves are a good neutral type stamp really. So there's quite a lot of different types of leaves and leaf stamp sets and various other things in the catalogue. So this one I'm going to show you now. So this one is called the Gilded Autumn Suite. Now I do not have the stamp and the punches yet. Say yet, because I probably will have them fairly shortly. And I also don't have the brushed metallic cardstock, which if you remember yesterday, Sarah talked about that, and actually I ordered mine about an hour ago. So I will have some of that, but obviously not in time to show you on this video, on these videos. I have these Acorn Trinkets, and these are just stunning, and I'm going to bring them right up close to the camera so you can see them. They are heavy. Don't throw them, because seriously, you will take someone's eye out. They are absolutely beautiful, but really heavy. They've got like a copper finish, really pretty. And then there is this ribbon pack. So it's called a metallic ribbon combo pack. So this one is a basket weave ribbon, and again I'll bring it up so hopefully you can see. It's really pretty. It's mint macaron, really nice. And then this one is copper again. Oh, I'm just looking at the replay with that basket weave and I got too close. Hang on. There you go, try that. Yeah, so you got to see the copper. So I'm hoping that this time the basket weave will be good. Again, this is kind of my test. This is really soft ribbon. Really, again, really nice, and you can zhuzh up your little bow and it's going to hold it. It's really soft. And then this copper ribbon is stiffer. It's a stiffer ribbon again, but lovely for that. So I'm going to do that because I need a little bit of this later. There we go. So look how pretty that is. Lovely. Oh, I'm getting lots of love for my nails. Thank you. It's my colour changing polish again So it started out when I went live, it was bright pink. It's now I've warmed up a bit. It's pale pink. It's very cool. Okay, so that's the ribbon, and then there is this paper pack, and it's called the Gilded Autumn Speciality Designer Series paper. So it's copper foil and gold foil on some of the papers. And the colours in it are Cajun Craze, Crumb Cake, Early Espresso, Mint Macaron and Very Vanilla. I love this. This first sheet is really lovely, and that's on the back. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Oh! So that's got the gold foil and the copper foil. Oh, that's really good. See, these are really good neutral type papers. This is sort of leaves, again with foiling, and then you've got acorns and leaves on that side. That's leaves and berries. And some stripes, and again this is the kind of watercolor wash type effect. That's really lovely. More leaves. I think that's copper foiling on there. Ooh, and a bit of dog tooth kind of check, and then some pumpkins and squashes and that kind of thing. Oh, see, oh, I love that. Give me a few splats and I'm happy. That's really cool. Okay, so that is the paper with the part of the product suite. And then I'll just show you sort of a close-up here. So this is the stamp and punch pack. So it comes in a bundle. So the bundle is $46.75. And you get 3 punches, so you've got an oak leaf, a maple leaf and an acorn, and they actually have got matching stamps here, and you've also got like the infill stamps as well. It's just a really lovely, it's called 2-step stamping, so you've got the outline but you've also got the infill. So yeah, so it's really, really pretty. Really like that. So that is one of the leaf kits, but that's not what I'm going to be using today. I will move along to this. Now, kind of officially this isn't leaves, but I'm going to be using these papers later, so and I think you need to add these to your orders. So I love tartan and checks because they add a little bit of something. Again, for me it's like a neutral pattern. A spot or a check or a tartan, it's neutral. So it just means that everybody's gonna like it. So this is one of the 6x6 packs. So there are 48 sheets. So there's 4 each of each design. So that's the front and that's the back. Let's just see what else we've got there. Ooh, that's pretty. So you've got that, and this has got loads of blues in it, so it makes me happy. So it's got, so listen to this list of colours. You will have one of these colours in your stash. Basic black, blackberry bliss, bumblebee, Cajun craze, cherry cobbler, cinnamon cider, crumb cake, mango melody, melon mambo, misty moonlight, pretty peacock, pumpkin pie, rich raspberry, seaside spray, shaded spruce and a whisper white. Look at that, that grey is lovely. More grey. That's sort of more purples. kind of goes on forever. And for those of you that like to hoard your paper, this is going to go a long way. That's really nice. So that's more seaside spray there. Bit of crumb cake going on here. Gonna have to come back the other way now. Then there's much less of this because I'm using this later. That's pretty. Oh, and a black and white. That's nice too. So really, really beautiful paper pack. And lots of different things that, different colours that you can use with that one. Okay, and then, yeah, okay. So then, it's not a leaf at all, but I wanted to show you this because one of the projects today I'm going to be using these round tins. So, these tins are 3 3/4 inches by 1 1/4 inches, and I don't know about you, but whenever I read things I can measure it, but I just kind of, I don't know, I can't quite get it. I need to actually hold it in my hands so I know how big it is. So it comes in this box and you get 4 tins. And they are pretty substantial. So they've got a window so you can see what's inside, but equally if you don't want people to know what's inside, you could put some pattern paper on the inside there and hide it. They are the size of those yummy travel sweets that you can buy that you put in the car. Well, they're bigger than that. It feels quite a lot bigger than that actually, but you can see the size of it sort of in my hand. So I am actually going to be using one of these later. There is another tin actually, which I don't have, but I will tell you where it is. It's on page 55. So there are these tins as well, rectangle tins. And that's 4 inches by 2 3/4. Okay. Right, so the last thing to show you is what I'm going to be using today. So this is called the Love of Leaves bundle, and it's a stamp set and dies, and I did mention it briefly yesterday, but I absolutely adore it, and the more I've been playing with it, the better it's got. So that is what I'm going to be making my projects with today. I'm going to be making a couple of cards and a little bit of decoration on one of the tins. So I'm going to show you the stamps and the dies, and then I'll get onto the crafting element. So let's start with the stamps. So these stamps, when you look at them on the box, you'll see that they are made up of lots of little tiny dots, and when you stamp them they will come out like that. They will come out mottled, and that is exactly what is supposed to happen. Okay, if they come out sort of really blotchy, sometimes it's because your ink pad's got too much ink on it. And the ink is pooling on the stamp. So it is worth sometimes just blotting your ink pad a little bit if you think that's the problem. I normally have that problem when I've been re-inking my ink pads because I'm a bit too enthusiastic with the ink. But they are supposed to look kind of mottly with them. Now the dies that come with them, so it's a bundle. So you have, it's £45 and you get the stamps and the dies. and there are, I think it's 13 dies, yes, 13 dies. So let me show you. Okay, so these dies are amazing. So firstly, you have a die to cut out all of the leaves. Now, hang on, let me show you. So you've got those. Let me just, check this. So, you've got, here we go. So you've got a die to cut out all of the leaves, okay? But then you've got a second one of this leaf, which is the opposite way round. So you can have leaves going one way or going the other way. I hope that makes sense. Okay. And then for each leaf you have these. And these are little stitched lines, and they're designed to go inside these dies like this. And in answer to the question that will probably come in a moment, can you run them through the die cutting machine at the same time? The answer is yes, because I've been doing it ever since I got the dies. I actually don't know whether you're supposed to, but Stampin' Up! Haven't issued any information to say you can't, and yeah, so it does work. Okay, so that's those, and then you've got this die, which is also stitched lines, and I'm going to show you what all these look like cut out in a minute, but this is fab. Now, when you cut out like this shape, the line on the inside is the die cutting line, and then the line on the outside is a stitched line, and basically it gives a stitched edge to the aperture. And again, I will show you in a second. So whilst I'm just getting my little samples, I'm just going to check the messages. Okay, Jenny, good night. Roz is saying this leaf set is on her wish list. Sorry, Sarah's having problems with Facebook. We'll see you again on the replay. And then Anne's here. Joanne can't join us today, but she's working. Okay, so that's good. Right, so let me show you. So the first thing I want to show you is this. So this is this die. And it's lovely, and it really does make a really good stitched line. And I love to put texture on cards, and this is just really lovely, and you're going to see it on one of the cards that I make later. I'm hoping that the camera's going to be able to focus on that so you're going to be able to see it. So that's that one. And then let's see if you can see that. So that is this die. So what it's done is it's cut out the leaf, and it's given this stitched edge all the way around the aperture. So pretty. It's really good. And it does that on all of them. And then, let me see. So if you run your die through and you cut out your leaf shape, and you also do the stitched element, that is what you get. So it actually puts stitched veins in your leaves. And what it also does is it also works when you've stamped the leaf as well. So you can see here what I mean by it's sort of motley and broken with the stamped image. That's the watercolour effect. But basically I've stamped that and kind of looking to see whether or not you can actually see the thing, see the stitching. So Paul's saying his mum's having problems tuning in. Paul, last time, if she goes to my page and refreshes and then presses the triangle, normally it's just that she needs to play the video. That hopefully will help. Okay, so very cool dies, beautiful stamps, really, really pretty, and there's going to be lots that we can do with them. So today, what I've decided to do is a couple of fairly simple cards that kind of showcase the stamps and the dies, and then a little box as well. So get all of the stamps out. So you can see that already my photopolymer stamps are pink. And I've got my mat, which I'm going to put underneath, and let's get some cardstock out. So I have got very vanilla, I've got an old olive layer, and a Pear Pizzazz card blank. Now this card I designed with 1 or 2 ink pads. So, you know, if sometimes we don't have all of the ink pads in all of the colours that we want. And the thing that I love about Stampin' Up! Ink pads is that you can get multiple colours out of one ink pad. So you can get different shades. I've just realised I've moved everything down. I don't want to move off camera. So what I'm going to do is start out with this leaf. And do we have any botanists in the house? Because I need to know what all these leaves are. So I am stamping 3. So we did say yesterday about the rule of 3. So I'm going to have 3 leaves there. Then I'm going to take this bigger leaf. I'm going to stamp it off once and then stamp it. So stamp it off and stamp it. And I'm not at all worried about stamping over the top of leaves that are there already. And each time I'm moving the leaves over to the side. So we'll take the big maple leaf and go right over the top. And then for this one, I'm actually going to stamp off twice. So it's going to be really pale, so you can see the difference. And then I've got this little teeny one. Okay, so then for the inside, let's put that original leaf here. There we go. Okay, so I am going to use a different happy birthday. So I've been going through all of the catalogue, looking at the different happy birthdays, and I'm loving this. So this wishing you the happiest of birthdays is a fabulous size of sentiment, because you'll see in a minute when I use it, putting it over the top of a stamped image or some patterned paper, and you've got a card finished already. So this is called Happiest of Birthdays, and it is here. Let me get my ink pad. So I'm actually going to use Old Olive, which is the second green. Paul, did Janet get in? Hi Angela, and Sarah's asking about the ink colour. So this is Pear Pizzazz, and I'm just about to use Old Olive to go right over the top, but I am going to stand up because otherwise it is not going to be in the right place. So there we go. There we go. Okay, so let's get that assembled. I'll move that out of the way. Close up my ink pads. And just get this card assembled. So it's going on an Old Olive layer, and then the card blank is Pear Pizzazz, and then this little bit on the inside is Very Vanilla. Now obviously I've gone with greens today, but this will work with pretty much any colour. I know leaves are usually green or red or yellow or brown, but actually I've done this type of card with blues and purples, and it still looks lovely. But it's a really straightforward card. You are just using one or maybe two colours of ink, and yeah, it's really pretty. I hope you like it. Okay, so I am going to get rid of that grid paper actually and get some more. Right, so we'll just put that to one side. So what I'm going to do now is decorate my tin. So what I've done is I have die cut all the leaves in different colours. So I've used crushed curry, cherry cobbler, Cajun craze, Old Olive, and Pear Pizzazz, I think that one is. So that's really cute. I've got a little acorn, and I thought I would use some of this. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to put like a little leaf bouquet, if you like, on the top, and then I'm going to decorate round the sides. So I'm just going to lay these down first so that I can kind of decide how they're gonna sit. And make sure that, you know, we can see all of them. And then I'm going to use glue dots just to kind of assemble them. And so this is the easiest way I know how, when you've got like lots of different elements kind of all sticking together. So I just kind of stick 2 bits down and then stick 2 more bits and 2 more bits. Does that make sense? I hope it makes sense. It's kind of that, for me there's no real method to this. I'm just kind of, I don't know, kind of like flower arranging really. I'm just kind of sticking them down, so I think, yeah, that looks nice and that looks nice. I'm going to put that there. Not that actually I'm any good at flower arranging or whatsoever. Oh! I know what I didn't tell you earlier, was I got the most gorgeous yellow rose plant through the post yesterday from my mummy and dad, which was a really lovely surprise. I love roses, but yellow roses are my absolute favourite, and it's really cool. If I remember tomorrow I'll bring it. It's in like a canvas plant pot, so it's very cool. Right, I need 3 hands now. So what I'm trying to do there is tie that there so I can put this little acorn on, because I think that is so cute. And then I'm going to tie a bow. I'm going to try and tie a bow. This is live on camera. It could all go horribly wrong. Hang on. And tie the acorn on first and then tie the bow, because the acorn's moving around. There we go. There. Right, let's try that again. Do do do. Talk amongst yourselves while I'm tying a bow. Ta da. Scissors. I'm going to leave these tails fairly long. Tighten that up. Right, let's get some dimensionals to pin it down. Now, what I'm going to do is put a couple of dimensionals here and hope that I'm getting them in the right place. Because what I'm going to do then is pop this one underneath to cover over where those dimensionals are. So let me just wiggle that round a minute there. Okay. So it just means, because that looks really pretty on the top, but actually then you take the lid off and you can see the glue. So just die cut or stamp another one, and then you'll have it covered over. So, hi Emma, hi Brenda, thank you for joining me today. For everyone who is watching live on Facebook, yesterday I did say that there was a prize draw. I will remind you of the details of that in a second. But if you are watching this on the replay, you have time to just send me an email and I will enter you into the prize draw. Okay, so that covers over that. That sits there like that. And then we're going to decorate the sides. Now, if you put a patterned paper all the way to the top, when you slide your lid on and off, it's going to ruck it up and make a mess. So I have cut some strips of the Fabby tartan paper, and these are 3/4 of an inch. And I'm going to stick it on, and then the lid will come down, but it won't sort of damage the paper. So I have brought my stamp and seal, and this is actually 2 6-inch strips, and you will see in a moment that 2 6-inch strips is not long enough, but I have a plan. Okay, so I am going to put that just there, and then feed it round. That's got a bit of glue stuck there. Feed it round, feed it round, feed it round, and look. So, even if you've got a 12-inch strip, it's not going to fit. So I have got a seam here, and I've got a gap here. So obviously you could put another piece of paper in, but I thought what I would do is use one of the other sentiments on here, which is the Happy Bee Day. And that it makes me laugh, because it should be obviously happy birthday, and a bee day is something else entirely. But, you know, it'll be fine. We can giggle about it instead. Apart from the fact that I don't know where the stamp has gone. There we go. So, let's see. So, is that white or vanilla? Da-da-da. So, I always check on the colour things. So, this is Whisper White. I always check to see which colour it is, and I bet I haven't got any white card here. Ah! No! Can you hear me moving around everywhere? Okay, you're going to have to talk amongst yourselves for a minute while I go and get some white card, because that is no good. So, I will be back in about a minute, as long as it takes me to run up and down the stairs. I'm back. I didn't actually run because then I won't be able to speak to you now. Right, where were we? Okay, so happy Bee Day. What Carol's asking, what rubber do you use to rub off the glue of the cards? Okay, so it's called a glue eraser, and I think it's made by Xerox. I think. If you Google glue eraser, you will probably find it somewhere like Amazon, that kind of place. We used to sell them, but we don't, unfortunately, anymore. I am out of puff now. I'm going to slurp my coffee a second. Catch my breath. Yes, Sarah's saying toilet humour. Yes, Sarah. Yes, yes, that is very much my level of humour. Hi, Diana. Oh, don't worry. Brilliant. Sarah, yes, hubby does take orders. They're quite heavy. But yes, he does. Just send me a message. Right. Got my breath back now. So let's just stamp that. Let's just try and stamp that again. What is going on there? Just clean my stamp. That just all looks a bit weird. Right. Let's try that again. I think, yeah, right, so you know I said earlier right, I'll come back to that. Gordy, yes, I've just seen that. I'm going to deal with that. You know I said earlier about the ink pad having too much ink on it. Well, this ink pad has got way too much ink on it. And it's bleeding. So there are two things that you can do. You can either put a bone folder or a spoon and just move the ink to one side, or you can do what I do, which is fairly drastic, but you know, this is exactly what I do when I've over inked it, is I put a piece of cardstock on the top and I take the ink off. And put that in the bin. And then I start again. Right, so let's see if that works any better. That is so much better. Okay. Yeah. Right, so whilst I just let that dry a second, Gordy just said she's not a fan, well, he's not a fan, can't see, of the white showing through. I agree. I absolutely agree. So what I'm going to do is lift that off. And let's see, that is not going to work whichever way around I do it. So what I'm going to do, I will put a picture up later, because that is not going to work, is I'm just going to die cut another maple leaf and stick it underneath, but in a corresponding colour, because obviously then the white won't show through. Does that make sense? So yes, Sarah, I've got plenty of white. Yeah, and I could put a circle, that's the other thing, a circle of tartan paper, and I think that will be my other option. So what I'll do is tomorrow or Thursday, I'll put here on Facebook some final pictures, and the final pictures will go up on my blog as well, so you'll be able to see which option I went for. But yeah, the white showing is not a good plan. So I'm just going to stick that on there. Oh, Cindy's saying she thinks it's a horse chestnut, not a maple leaf. It could well be. So if that's the case, what are the other ones? Because I honestly, I really want to know what all the leaves are. So does anyone else know? That is so wonky. It's all gone quiet now because I'm trying to concentrate with the cutting. Okay. So this is going to go just here. Right, so it seems like the census of opinion is a circle of tartan paper. I am happy to go with whatever you guys decide. So that is going on there, like that. And then that is going on there, just like that. And there we go. So there is your little decorated tin with your acorn. Cindy's saying the heart leaf looks like a linden leaf. Now, yes, so Sarah's said the leaves relate to all of the markets that Stampin' Up operate in, but she's not sure which leaves are which. Yeah, and that's the thing that I'm not sure about. So the markets that we operate in, so we operate in Europe, we operate in the South Pacific, and we operate in North America. But it could be Europe, Australia and New Zealand, Japan, US, and Canada. I don't know. So I think I need to put in a call to demo support and ask the question, because somebody will know. So there we go. So there's a little tin. So obviously the tin needs a card to go with it. So that is what I'm going to do next. So the first thing I'm going to do is show you this piece. So this is a piece of pumpkin pie that I used the stitched lines, and I did it top and bottom rather than side to side. And then I'm going to use one of these other sentiments. It's your day, enjoy it. And I'm going to stamp that at the bottom. Let's just see if that's going to... I'm going to pop that down there. And then I'm going to get this leaf. Ooh, where's my mat gone? Ooh. There. So that's for the inside, that's for the front. This is a super quick card. Cover that over. Okay, so I have got a little bit of the tartan paper and a beautiful piece of a die cut leaf, which is going to go over the top when I can find my dimensionals. There we go. Oh, one more. And then all I've got to do is assemble the card and then decide whether or not I'm going to put a bow on it. So as I'm assembling, you can decide, because I did bring up my, oh, what's this? This is braided linen trim, but also I've got the copper as well, so we'll see. It might need a bow, it might not. So there's the front. That's for the inside. I often get asked, why do I always put an insert on the inside? So, just in case you're wondering, there are several reasons. The first is I almost always use coloured card for my card blank, almost always. It's rare I use white, unless it's a completely white based card. I just tend to use coloured card blanks. So I always want somewhere that's easy to write on, because obviously the darker the colours, you can't always see the ink, or you have to use like a silver pen or something like that. And also it helps the card stand well. So we tend to build on the front of the card, and it does quite often make the cards a bit top heavy or front heavy. So by putting another piece of card on the inside, it just gives it a bit more balance. So they're my couple of reasons why. So just to go over the colours, the card blank is Cherry Cobbler. This layer is Pumpkin Pie. And then I've got this lovely tartan. And with this pack of paper, it's Whisper White, which is the neutral. So let's have a look. I'm going to pop that there. I'm going to pop this down. Roz is saying that she likes the tins because she can use her alcohol inks on them. Yeah, you could. That would look really nice. So it's just going to take me 10 minutes to take all the backings of the dimensionals. I put loads of dimensionals on things. I hate cardstock that kind of sags. And particularly if you're posting a card as well, and all the cards go through machines now, and I'm sure they kind of have squashy rollers in there. So there we go. Ooh, that way. So that's going on that way, and like that. And then, I think I've answered my own question. We definitely need a bow. So we did talk about bows a little bit yesterday, and I tied different bows for different things. And if you go onto my YouTube channel, which is Inspiring Inkin, I've got a playlist which is called Knots and Bows. And I have all sorts of different ways of tying bows, because I used to say I'm bow impaired. And actually I am bow impaired when I'm on camera live, because invariably it goes wrong. But tying bows is something that takes practice. So the great thing about obviously a YouTube video is you can pause me and keep practicing and then set me going again. So if you miss it here, do it the same, pause me and so on, or go and check out those YouTube videos. So I'm doing what I call a bunny ears bow. So basically I get 2 loops of the ribbon, I cross it over, and this is why I call it bunny ears bow, because that to me looks like a bunny. So that's his little face and his little ears there. And then the top set of ears goes through his face, and then you just pull. And it just gives you a really nice bow. So, and I just fiddle around with it until it lies the way I want it to lie. Like that. And then I'm just going to pop that on there. And again, I'm going to pop it on with a glue dot. Stop it from moving around. If I knew where my glue dots were. Oh! And I will probably get questions about this too, so I'll I'll mention this now as well. So this is a roll of glue dots, and I have tied a little piece of ribbon around it. It's just one of my little scrap bits of ribbon, and it keeps the liner attached to the dots, because if you have, let me move the liner around, if you have glue dots, you'll know that they roll around in your bag or in your craft room and the dots all get covered in fluff, and it's really annoying. So it was another demonstrator, I think it was a demonstrator from North America, and she was demonstrating at a convention, and I saw this, and it was one of those kind of wow crafting moments. I mean, we all have them, don't we? When you suddenly realise that you can actually do something. Oh my goodness, why didn't I think of that? Well, this is genius to me. I love it. So that just means I can just lift off, grab that little glue dot there, and pop that little bow there, and then that is finished. So because I love to have cards that go with gifts. So look, so that is your card and your gift. Actually, if I get rid of the grid paper again, we'll be able to put these two. So that's those two, and then that's the original card. So Roz is saying she struggles with bow and she had a bow maker bought for her, which is brill. That's fab, Roz. So Sarah's actually mentioned as well, people tie bows with forks. They do, and one of my videos is about tying bows with forks. But I also use combs and even a meat fork. So go check that video out, it's really funny. Different type of combs you can use. My mum's just said, genius here, when posting, put the front of the card at the back of the envelope and a piece of cardstock on top. So basically what she's saying is put a piece of cardstock on there, and then you put it in the envelope, so where you're writing goes on this, so that's the front, that's where you write, and that protects it, which is a great thing. Thanks, Marion. Sorry, Sarah, no, combs. C-O-M-B-S. Hair combs. Not combs. Okay, so I think we are all done for today. Let me just hold those down so then that the camera can actually pick up, because the cards are opening. Actually, I'll show you a trick. Okay, you see how these are kind of all springy at the moment? Take your bone folder and run it over the back. it helps. Brilliant. Okay, so Roz is saying that she didn't know that she needed the tartan papers. Yes, you did. Oh, I'm so pleased that you are loving these projects. And, you know, thank you for hanging out with me again this afternoon. I really appreciate it. So, I wonder what we've got tomorrow to look forward to. I'm not even going to give you a hint. You're just going to have to wait and see. And whether or not I'll be in full Christmas mode or not, we will see. So, if you've got any questions, do let me know. If you need any help with anything card making related, send me emails. I'm actually getting quite a little collection now of questions. I'm actually going to be answering one of those in the live tomorrow. So do send me your questions and your hints and your tips and things that you want to know about. Thank you so much for joining me today, and I will see you all again soon. I'll see you tomorrow, hopefully. Take care. Goodbye.